Hey guys, today we're filming a bit of a... I always start with my videos the same way. It's like, you guys get it. We're gonna talk about someone, we're gonna chat shit about someone. I call it chatting shit. I see nothing but facts here. We're gonna get into it. Today we're talking about Saffron Barker. I've already made one video about Saffron Barker and I'm kind of gonna recap that video, but if you do want to see the full thing, I will leave it in the description down below. But if you just want to have a recap, I'll have a recap right now. So Saffron Barker made a vlog at one point in time. It is now deleted. I'm sure I could insert the clip here if I find it again.
50 minutes, and instead it took me 4.5 hours. So that was amazing. So basically, obviously, it's really sad. Someone did get hit by a train, but it meant that I couldn't get home. And it wasn't just I just couldn't get home. It was just the most stressful thing. Like, they were doing no buses to help anyone. I was in an hour taxi line, stood in the cold for an hour taxi line, and then a train was going, and I was like, I don't want to wait another half an hour, so I went to get on the train. The train went from Haywards Heath.
I hope I inserted something in there.
That's what she said.
Where she basically was talking about how a man had ended his life in front of a train. That kind of delayed everything, as it does, because then they have to obviously sort everything out, and she got home later than she intended to get home, and she like rolled her eyes as she was talking about it, which obviously rubbed everyone, including me, the wrong way, because it's like, how can that be an inconvenience just to you? How can you be so self-centered, so self-absorbed that you consider that just an inconvenience to you? Like, that was just, you were the only person affected by that, not the family of the person, not the friends, not anyone else, just you. And it just kind of blew my mind, because I was like, is she okay? Is everything all right at home, Saffron? Please tell me. Who raised you? Were you raised in a forest? Were you raised by animals? Or what went wrong? So obviously I agreed with the outrage on that, because I was like, how dare you? But then there was another situation which I actually didn't agree with, and I actually agreed with Saffron on this part, even though she never speaks up on anything. Her apologies are just she doesn't speak up on things. She's Zoella 2.0, and I'm gonna stick with that. She's Zoella 2.0. She thinks that a problem is solved if you just stay silent. If you don't speak about it, it will just go away, and a lot of the time you make it worse because you just look more guilty. So she at one point in time made a video where boys sent applications, like video applications of like, what's your favorite color and what's your name, age, height, etc. And her parents were the ones that would pick a candidate for her to go on a date with. And her dad picked one guy, her mum picked another guy, so they couldn't decide who to go with, so they picked both. And then she made a poll where people were to choose who they wanted, and this guy called Harry, I believe his name was, won. And she never contacted him, never went on a date with him. She was in a group chat with him and some other people, didn't acknowledge him. And I actually said, you know what, making a whole video about that makes you look a bit salty. Yeah, it was a move, it was rude, it was disrespectful. But at the end of the day, she doesn't owe you a date or an apology or an excuse. So that was my standpoint on that. Whatever your standpoint is, that's fine. You can let me know in the comment section down below on any of the two situations that I just recapped. Let me know what you think. But now we're gonna get into her new First, I'm gonna go from like least bad to most bad. So if you want the tea on the worst thing Saffron's done to this day, then stick to the end of the video. But we're gonna go in kind of an order of how severe something is. We're gonna start with her Christmas vlog intro, which is the most cringe I've felt from watching an intro or section of a video in a really long time. I'm gonna insert the clip right now. If you didn't cringe, that's fine, sis, but I sure as did. Oh, I just felt some kind of way about it, and I'm gonna repeat myself. Zoella 2.0. Are we getting like Zoella, like young Zoella vibes from Saffron Barker? Because I sure as am. Just a nice animation would have been enough, just a vlogmas, you know? But you had to make a whole mini movie. It just almost looks a bit like Zoe and Alfie had a Tory child and just didn't let us know about it. Then we're gonna get into the next thing that people are complaining about. These aren't exactly my complaint. Well, I mean, the Christmas intro is kind of my complaint because it's just a bit cringe. I mean, by a bit I mean a lot, but it's a bit cringe. The next thing people have a problem with that I didn't see or know or hear about is that she's got a Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette. She did like a collaboration with Beauty Bay, but people are saying that if you're gonna offer a makeup palette to someone, it has to be someone who's actually, one, really interested in makeup, two, like an aspiring MUA who could have definitely made more of that opportunity, and someone who's actually like really good at makeup, not just like average at makeup, but like really good at makeup, you know? You don't have to have just a completely beauty based channel to have a makeup palette, but you have to be very interested in makeup. And I feel like just the fact that you make a makeup haul every now and then doesn't necessarily make you good at makeup or interested in makeup or anything. You're just buying a ton of makeup, and people are basically saying that that opportunity could have been given to anyone else that could have made a lot more with it than she did. We're flying through these, frankly. I'm playing with my hair constantly and I just don't know what's happening to... Okay, let's leave it. The next thing is she makes very lazy content, and she's kind of admitted that herself. When she spoke about the man and the train situation, she basically said that she forgot completely that that was even there, because what she does, she takes clips that she films throughout the day, throws them into an editing software, and then just exports them. She does no editing, which is why her vlogs are so bland. If you compare them to vlogs of like Joanna Sedia or Emma Chamberlain, there is a huge difference there. Emma Chamberlain edits every single clip, whether that's a zoom in, like a Ken Burns, just a close-up, whether it's a face distortion. She seems to edit and actually go through the video, cut out bits that aren't interesting, cut out the ums, the likes, etc. She does all the extra effects. If you look at Saffron Barker's vlogs, they're very much Zoella 2.0. She just films her day, doesn't bother to look through the clips, because why would you want to relive just a regular boring day? So she just throws it all into an editing software and just exports it the way it is. Doesn't look over it, doesn't cut any boring bits out. She just leaves it all in. If someone actually watches through all of that, that's great watch time for literally minimal effort. Oh, a guy looked at me speaking to a camera. That's cool. And he smiled at me. He did that thing. Great, amazing, fantastic. He's still here. Okay. Oh, he's still looking. Yep. Great, he's gone. The thing is, stylized vlogs and Saffron Barker's vlogs, two different things. Saffron Barker just goes about her day, but happens to vlog it. If she wasn't vlogging it, that day would look exactly the same. She just wouldn't have vlogged it. So she changes nothing in her day to make the vlog more interesting. And if, you know, your day isn't interesting, but you still want to vlog it, at least put some effort into the editing. Because I feel like editing can sometimes take a video from 0 to 100 and make it so much better. But she doesn't bother to do that. She doesn't even bother to look over the clips. And that brings me on to a video she made recently where she went to New York, and this was the video she made. Well, I have a lot of feelings about that. If you went somewhere like Japan and you went to McDonald's in Japan, I'd be more than interested to see what Japan has to offer at McDonald's, because I know for a fact that the menu is completely different. Going to McDonald's in New York is the same thing as going to McDonald's in London. They might have slight differences in the burgers or slight differences in the sauces, but at the end of the day, chips are chips, nuggets are nuggets. They're staples. They're not going to change just because you went to New York, because New York is just an over glamorized London. And McDonald's are going to be exactly the same, sis. And that's what I mean by lazy content. Zero effort on her vlog channel. Her main channel is pretty good ideas. It's quite original, takes some effort. She has to usually buy products to make her main channel videos, but her vlog channel, zero effort, shouldn't even exist at this point, because I'm sick of it. That's my 2 cents on that. The second to last serious thing is her commenting under a 14-year-old boy's picture with "I fancy you." Now you might think, oh, what's the problem? The problem is that Saffron Barker is 18. And some people are saying, oh, you know, it's just jokey. He even replied, it's jokey. Would you have the same reaction if it was the other way around? If the boy was 18 and the girl was 14, and the 18-year-old boy commented under a 14-year-old girl's picture saying "I fancy you," would the reaction be the same, or would there be more outrage? Because I think there would be a ton more outrage. What I'm gonna say is, not only is Saffron Barker a Tory, she's giving us a bonus being a nonce. I see you, sis. I see you. Most YouTubers are nonces, so you know, that's cool. Just trying to fit in, aren't you? And the most serious and just disgusting thing is the fact that last year she filmed a vlog where she spoke about a friend that she lost to cancer. She said that the friend was quite a close friend-ish, that she actually was in some of her vlogs, so that technically means that they hung out a few times if she was in her vlogs. And she basically speaks about how amazing she was, how she will never forget her, so on and so forth. I'll put the clip in the video right now.
I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you've had my social media, you definitely would have seen. But one of my really good friends, Jess, actually passed today. She actually passed. She's been battling cancer for 3 years. I'm honestly going to miss her so much. I know like you guys would know her as well because she's been in my vlogs many times. But honestly, she is the most kind-hearted girl you would ever meet. And I just can't believe at the age of 21, like honestly, it blows my mind. And if you ever got the chance to meet her, then honestly, you are one lucky person because she was the most down-to-earth, kindest, beautiful, caring person ever. And I'm gonna miss her so much.
The fake tears, the fake crying, the fake emotions for the vlog. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. But I know acting when I see it, that is fake. It's acting. She's not even crying. There was 0 tears in that video. 0 tears came out of her eyes, but she was really trying to push them out and they just did not budge. 0 tears, absolutely 0 tears after her close friend passed away from cancer. And then a year later, Saffron Barker takes part in a cancer campaign and she tweets out this. Coincidentally, when you type in Saffron Barker cancer, you see that tweet from Saffron Barker, and right underneath it you see a tweet from a girl saying this. So I'll put the full screenshot on there. I agree, there's a lot of hypocrisy there, there's a lot of lying there, there's a lot of fake there, a lot of acting there, and we've been new. Like Saffron Barker's been doing this for a while, but this is kind of crossing the line. It's just slightly disgusting at the end of the day for you to make a whole few-minute clip in your vlog fake crying about one of your close friends passing away from cancer, but then a year later you're making a campaign and all of a sudden you forgot about your close friend dying from cancer. Because trust me sis, you don't forget shit like that. I've had 2 people in my family pass away from cancer. I was pretty young the first time round, and the second time round I was 14, 15-ish. And trust me, you don't forget. If anyone ever mentions cancer, you think back to the person that you knew that passed away from cancer. It's just something that you don't forget. You don't just happen to forget it on, oh, you know, she could have just, you know, her mind just went blank. No, your mind doesn't go blank in that situation. You don't just forget that you lost someone to cancer. So the fact that she first of all used that as clickbait for her thumbnail and her title after already mentioning it on her social media, which she said in the vlog, which means that she knew that people already saw her talking about it on social media. So if she used that thumbnail and title, people would know what it's about and click on it. So she used cancer as clickbait without actually using the word cancer, but she knew that people would know what she's talking about. And then she fake cries, which isn't even crying because there is 0 tears there. It's just her trying to distort her voice to make it sound like she's crying, but there was 0 tears, 0 even watering of the eyeballs. So that's already vile, disgusting. And then she proceeds to 1 year later claim that she has never been touched or affected by cancer. So no one around her has died from cancer. No one she knew has died from cancer. You're telling me you forgot about your friend dying of cancer after a year? You're telling me you're that busy of a human being, you just don't care enough about your friends to remember a year later that your friend died of cancer? You just don't think that's important to mention after you've already made it so public. It's not like privately a friend died and you just don't want to speak about it a year later, so you just say, oh, I've never been affected by it. You don't want to bring attention to yourself, you don't want to bring attention to that situation, you want people to ask you questions, but you've already made it public when you vlogged yourself fake crying about it a year earlier, and then a year later you're telling me you've never been affected by it. No one around you has died from cancer. I'm just disgusted, confused, disgusted and confused. And let's just add on another disgusted just for the fun of it, because what the actual Saffron, if you come across this video, what the do you want to tell me what the because I want to know. I'm so confused. As I said, if she hadn't made it public the first time, she would have gotten away with not mentioning it the second time, because I feel like that would be understandable if you just don't want to bring attention to a negative situation or event in your life. Just blows my mind and disgusts me. I'm gonna repeat myself, disgusts me. I'm sorry to end this on such a bad note and just like a sad note, but I feel like the more I hear about Saffron Barker and the longer that she is on this platform, the more I lose respect for her. Not that I've had respect for for a long time now, but I'm just losing any last bits of it that I could possibly have for her. I think she's smart as a content creator, I think she's smart as a businesswoman, but just life-wise and human-wise, she is not the best person I've ever seen on this platform. Not the worst, we've had a lot worse, but she's definitely up there with some of the worst in the UK, let's say, because she's got a family friendly kind of a channel, and that kind of makes it worse. Just a little bit. Not that it wasn't bad already, because it's mainly kids watching her and they're gonna grow up to be just like her, so we're gonna have loads of little Tory nonces using cancerous clickbait. Can't wait. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything to comment down below, and subscribe because I'll be posting videos every Wednesday and Sunday, as well as bonus videos on Friday all throughout December. So if you want to see all of that, turn on post notifications, follow me on all my social medias, they'll be on screen right now, on description down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.